There's gonna be controversial, but this is the sad truth of it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For anyone who's just visiting right now and watching this video, my name is Carel and I'm a Canadian flight attendant, and for today's video I will be doing an updated Q&A. So I have posted on my Instagram and asked some people to ask me some questions in regards to me, other things, random stuff, and I had quite a bit of my friends and also some people that I know that have actually sent some questions in. So I wanted to answer it because I think I'm long overdue for an updated Q&A. A lot of things have changed over the past 3-4 years, and I wanted to answer a few questions so then other people that are just now visiting my YouTube channel or people that have known me get to see a little bit of a peek in my brain and where I'm standing in life right now. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay, so first question is going to be from Shabani. Hi my girl. So she was asking me, hair color deets please, you look stunning. Thank you so much, I love you. So for my hairstyle, I go to this hairstylist that I go to 3 times a year, and she touches up my hair, just tones it a bit, or she trims it. She's really great, and I go to her because she really accommodates my scheduling, especially being a flight attendant. It really helps out that she's very accommodating with it, and she is affordable as well too. So it's not really hard on the wallet, and I get to play around with the colors and some styles. Okay, next question is going to be from my girl Tiara. Tiara's a really good friend of mine, and her question is, what are the skills you would like to master? So over the past couple years, I've found that I'm really interested in learning or getting my scuba diving certificate. So it's something that I am still yet to actually do at some point, probably not this year because it's a little bit later on the year now, but come next year. The reason behind that is I find that scuba diving or deep diving is another great way to be in your own zone because there are no distractions. And T did ask as well too, what motivates you to work hard? So I had to sit down and actually think about this quite a bit because I wanted to answer this in a way that is going to help people out. So my top 3 things that I come up with was routine, resources, or your environment, and also discipline. So routine is very essential because I find that as soon as I have developed a habit of doing a certain thing, the first initial couple times that I'm doing it, it's definitely difficult, but that's when discipline comes to play because you think about, this is the commitment I have made that I'm going to be doing this thing, so I have to keep pushing. And then over time, as soon as you've done it more and more and more and more consistent, that becomes a routine, and it's hard to break out of it when you develop a routine. And then the other one that I have included was resources and environment. If you try to put yourself in an environment that definitely just pushes you to keep working on the certain activities or commitment that you have made to yourself, it would make it easier for you. So those are the things. Next one is going to be from Ian. His question, how do you come up with the fantastic combos of outfits? You must have a favorite. So outfit combo, I am, as much as people don't like doing this, I love Shein. Shein is very affordable. Most of my outfits are just from Shein. I like online shopping. And then sometimes I look at Pinterest. Pinterest is very handy to give you an idea of what caters to your, or what resonates with your style, something that you enjoy or like. And then my favorite outfits, I really love dresses. And now, ever since I started becoming a flight attendant on a regular, I like dresses and also wearing business casual clothing on the side. I feel more put together and I feel like I'm ready to conquer the world. And I also like abstract art, so anything that is very random to look at and different and unique. I definitely like those things too. Mackenzie's question. Mackenzie is one of my good friends as well. And her question is, do you have any show recommendations? I personally like the first 3 seasons of Black Mirror. If you guys haven't watched Black Mirror, you should definitely check it out and see if you like it. The one thing that I really like about Black Mirror is that every episode is a different story, so you don't have to get hooked. If you're quite busy, you only need to finish one episode. And the way they write their stories are fairly unique. It's a unique way to describe how the society is turning and how the world is going right now. It's very, very interesting. So that's one of my top. I also like Behind Her Eyes is a definitely interesting show as well too. It's in regards spirits tapping into a different dimension in the world and all that fun jazz. And then Queen's Gambit is a really, really good show as well too. Most of you probably know it, but it's about chess, playing chess and competing. Were you able to check off any bucket list items this year so far? I sure was. I find that this year was very, very productive for me. I've done a lot of things and I'm very, very grateful that I was able to do a lot of things this year as well too. So this year I was able to check off Tofino. If you guys haven't seen that video, I will link it up here so you can watch it. And also able to see Australia and New Zealand. I also have a video about Australia, which I will link up here as well for you guys. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It was a really great time. So those are the things that I was able to check off my bucket list. Okay, moving on to travel and flight attendant related question. Andrew, who asked me a question, he's one of my closest best friend. Hi Andrew, miss you. His question is, what secrets can you share to make air travel more enjoyable? Really great question. So I split this in 2 things. One is when you're traveling solo and one is when you're traveling with a company. First of all, when you're traveling solo, look up every places you wanted to visit. Make it easy. Make an album and then put it all in one album, and then I will put either New Zealand, Australia. These are the places that caught my attention that I wanted to see. So I'll put it on and all in one album, and once I have the list of places that I wanted to see, then you'll have to determine. I personally would like to look at the places I want to visit first and then determine where I'm going to be staying in that place. So then it's easier for you to go around if you're not planning to drive, or if their transportation is a little bit easier, like Europe, that you can just take a train from point A to point B, then you can do that as well too. But always make a rough itinerary of the things that you wanted to do, because that will help you out in every way that it can. So, and then the second one is with company. When you're traveling with people, the hard truth is that ideally you'd want to travel with someone that has similar interests as you and similar expectations as well. So that's definitely something that needs to be established when you're traveling with someone. Otherwise, the trip may drag or may be a little bit stressful for the both of you guys if you guys are not meeting eye to eye when it comes to expectations and also interests. So that's very important. And then now that I'm traveling standby, I've learned to allot myself downtime. Downtime is very important, and also plan B is very important. If things don't work out, you always have to have a side plan just in case things don't work out. So those are my tips for traveling. And then this question was asked by a couple people. Angel asked this, and also Anne Canaris asked this. Hi Ate. Anne is also another Canadian flight attendant, and she does have a YouTube channel as well. If you wanted to see her YouTube channel, I'll link it down up here as well too. Or I will put it down on the comment section so you guys can check out her content. She does post amazing content when it comes to flight attending as well too. So the question that I have is, What is your favorite part of being a flight attendant and the least favorite part? So, very obvious, my favorite part is being able to travel more and experience new adventures. Before flight attending, it was a little bit more difficult to travel because you have to request for a certain vacation, because you can't just like travel all of a sudden in a month and then another month and another month. For flight attending, you get quite good control of your schedule, so you can travel at this time if you wanted to. You just book it off, whatnot, and then plus the travel perks is really great as well too. My least favorite is that sometimes there's gonna be controversial, but this is the sad truth of it. Guest treatment to flight attendants or CSA during irregular operations can get a little bit way out of hand. Sometimes they tend to forget that we are also humans. There is only so much that we have control over, and if things doesn't work out a certain way, as much of an inconvenience it is to them, it's not really our fault. We're just there to help you get to your destination safe, and things definitely happen, and this is not to disregard the inconvenience that it may offer, but at the same time, I've seen videos of guests punching flight attendants or guests cussing flight attendants out. It's definitely uncalled for, and that's the really least favorite part that I have for flight attending. Okay, this one was from Angel. He was asking about what are the pros and cons of working in flight? Would you recommend it? Definitely would recommend it if it's a lifestyle you want to live. Pros that I have listed are travel privileges, growth opportunities, spontaneous lifestyle. And then cons is being away from your family a lot. You're going to be away for 3-4 days straight and not going to be home. If you're okay with that, then this is the lifestyle for you. If not, it's definitely going to be difficult, because some days are lonely. Some days you're just spending by yourself. Like today, I didn't really do a whole lot. Most of the time you're spending it by yourself, and that's the truth of this industry that we're working. Not being paid during boarding and deplaning. Everyone probably already knows this at this point. Aviation crews are not getting paid during boarding and deplaning. It changes from company to company. Some company will have it as soon as the door closes. Some will have it running as soon as the brake is released and then the brake is on. So, but for the majority of the time, boarding and deplaning, no one's getting paid. Another question from Tiara, I really wanted to answer this because I find that this is very important. Is being a flight attendant hard when you have a long distance relationship? If so, what is the hardest part? So, as you guys may know, I'm in a long distance relationship with my man Max, and we've been together for almost 4 years now. So I was thinking about this deeply, because as much as being a flight attendant helped us in every sort of way, because now I can see him quite often, there is also another side to it. The communication from the distance is a little bit difficult now. We have conflicting schedules. I tend to work at night. Max tends to work in the morning, so he'd have the evening free, and that's the only time he can talk. And then I am vice versa, and I can talk in the morning. So it made it a little bit tricky working out communication schedules so that we can keep in touch throughout the day. But on the plus side, we get to see each other quite often now. Last 3 questions. This is Isa. Isa is a good friend of mine from the Philippines, but she is now in the States. Miss you, husband. Call her husband. So her question is, where would you like to go? Where would you want to go for the first country in Europe or Asia? Europe, I've always wanted to see Switzerland, so that's high on my list. It's probably going to be happening next year. Fingers across. And then Asia is going to be Bali. I've always wanted to go to Bali, Indonesia, so that's fingers crossed too. That's going to be next year, but I'm trying to limit it. But we shall see. I know Bali's really cheap, so I definitely want to go because I know I can stay longer in Bali for cheap. But Switzerland, my gosh, they're hand on hand for me, quite tight. And my partner, Max, had an asked question. How do you feel about your job as a flight attendant so far, and where do you hope it leads you to the future? I feel really great about my job. I am so grateful of getting this job and having the opportunity to be in this industry. I would have never thought in a million years that this is going to be where I'm going to be ending up to. But I'm hoping that in a year and a half, it will be leading me into flowing to international flights. And I also wanted to be a cabin manager. Those will be the things that I'm hoping that it will lead me to. Last question that is from Mackenzie. Do you miss any aspects of your life a few years ago? I had to think about this so deep because I find that there is definitely a few things that I have missed. So if you guys have been here for a long time and still are watching, the beginning of the pandemic is when I had started my channel. And majority of my video, I had all the intention to make this a travel YouTube channel, but at the same time with the pandemic it made it difficult, so I tried to incorporate wellness, mental health in here as well too, and I miss that aspect of me. I miss talking about it and just going on ramble and random talks and chats. So I have actually thought about it, and I think I was thinking about different pillars that I wanted to focus on with this YouTube channel. And as much as I want to do day in the life of a flight attendant, travel vlogs, I definitely wanted to include on my third pillar is I wanted to bring back the rambles and talking about life, discussing life, chatting about life, and all the random things that comes with life, with an included side of book recommendations, because I've always loved reading books. I've loved reading my poems before in front of you and all my favorite poems and sharing it with everyone. I have not read a poem in a long time. I've been reading a lot of self-help book and it has been really good and interesting. I've been reading a lot of psychology books as well as too, so I wanted to incorporate that in my videos so then maybe I could finish a book quicker, because then I have to discuss it and important points in that book. And yeah, so those are the things I missed. So yeah, those are the questions that I was asked, and I hope you learned new things about me, and I hope you did enjoy this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so it notifies you every time I have a new upload. And I will see you on the next video. I've got quite a bit of a list of things that I have to put out, and I'm very, very excited. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.